Hey, Corey Miller at CoreyMiller.com. So I had someone asked me on Twitter today, what's the one key thing you do to help improve your mental health? And I said, well, one is going to be tough. But if I had to pick one, it would be this simple thing. Don't do it alone. In the past couple of weeks and months, I'm reminded of that. I was just telling a friend that today, in fact, that every day I have to kind of wake up and remind myself, don't try to do it by yourself, all by yourself. Whatever it is, wired within our culture to do things by yourself, that's a big part of me, that I have to be reminded of this particular message. One of the reasons I wanted to even record this is don't do it alone. um, I have to get help. I have to find support. That's why I've intentionally built a support network around myself that includes my wife, my significant other, obviously Lindsay, a group of men and women that are business people, entrepreneurs that I've been with for 9 years now, my counselor, um, and friends that I know, family, my parents, my brothers, their wives even, that I know that I'm not alone and I'm not going it alone. But I wanted to share a couple of things specifically around mental health and the things that I do. And this is me. This is my experience, the things that have helped me the most. And there's three things that came to mind. This is what I replied to the gentleman that asked me about mental health practices and what I do to help my health, my mental health. The first is I've got a counselor. A counselor now I've known for 9 years, that we've got enough of a relationship or rapport where I can text them and get a counseling appointment within 24, 48 hours. That's absolutely vital. I've helped so many people over the years try to refer and try to find a counselor where there's this delay. Just finding somebody takes days, getting an appointment could take weeks, all those type of things. And having a counselor, similar to how I have a primary care physician. By the way, I just made an appointment with her for tomorrow. Um, it's the same with a counselor, because the highs and lows in life, we never know what thing awaits us the next day. There are surprises in life. Life is one big surprise. And there are storms that come into our lives. It's a natural course of just living. And that's why I have a counselor. So when the storms hit, lows hit, and I'm dealing with something deep and dark underneath the iceberg, I can text Kyle and say, do you have a moment to meet this week? So that's number one, having a counselor. And by the way, professionally trained and licensed counselors um, that know how to navigate and can guide you and help you, give you perspective for the deep, dark things underneath the iceberg. The things like depression that I don't mess with, that I seek counsel and guidance, perspective for those type of things with my counselor. So that's number one. Number two and number three are the things that I read over and over and over and now have woven into my life because they make so much of an impact, but also scientifically, they are so solid. The first is, or the second, I guess, in this three-part list is exercise. Um, Exercise is what I've seen the expert quote as the preeminent mood booster and stress buster in our lives. Exercise. I know that sounds so cliche. I think when you hear it, just like I have, you might just waft over that and just go, yeah, everybody says exercise. But it is so remarkably true. One of the practices, there's two practices about exercise that I've woven into my life. First is what I call a run, walk, rualk. So I've not historically liked running, but a run walk. I have a 5K runner app that you can get on iPhone and Android, and I run for a minute and a half, and then I walk for another minute and a half or so. And that app just helps me kind of keep a cadence between my run walk. And it's a tool I can do. There's a pretty day out today. I can go get my running shoes and my trail that I run on by my house that I found, or gym, or wherever you might go, and I can run walk. And I feel better every single time. Even a week or two ago, when I ran in the 100-degree heat, I still felt better. It was a way to boost my mood, to bust stress, to feel better. Every time I start running, I think to myself, why am I doing this? To feel better. That's it. That's why it's not a grind to me. It might hurt in the sense of it's tough, But I know doing that on the other side is I feel better. I get a boost. The other exercise that I do is that you can do anywhere is push-ups. So I've been doing those. I realize like anywhere I'm at, virtually anywhere, I can do it 5, 10 push-ups. I started with how many I could do, and honestly, it's about 10 push-ups at one sitting I can do. But it gets my heart going, gets my blood flow going. I'm doing something physically. Of course, always trying to increase my step count and walk as much as I can. Okay, so that's exercise number 2. The third is the science is just so sound, so solid of this. And then I've seen the practical outputs of it in my life, or input and outputs of it in my life, is mindfulness. I use Headspace app. There's many out there like Calm and different ones. Whatever you use. And in fact, if you just Google mindfulness, you'll probably find some free mindfulness sessions you can do that range from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I do 10 minutes on average. And I try to do exercise, some form of exercise on a multiple times during the week. I don't walk, rualk every day, but mindfulness is something I can do every single day. I'm still trying to weave that into my life 100%. I have this consistent automatic routine that I just do 10 minutes, 15 minutes of mindfulness. But every time I do mindfulness, I feel better afterwards. And again, my intention, why am I doing it? To feel better, to have the boost. Those are 2 things I can do so easily, virtually easily, that had such big impacts on my life that I wanted to share with you. So a counselor, having somebody that you can text or speed dial kind of thing, when you're wrestling with something deep and dark under the surface. Exercise, run, walk, trying something like that, whatever it is, whatever the exercise is, it doesn't have to be what I do, but doing something that I just know boosts. And the third is mindfulness. Science is just is there. Everything I read, it's just so there for mindfulness. And it's not like meditation necessarily where you have to like sit and be quiet for 20 minutes. There's specific guided mindfulness meditations you can do that I have, even with my wandering mind, have been so helped by. And Headspace is a good start for that. They've got some free sets of mindfulness exercises you can do without having to pay for them. Or you can Google them and find some mindfulness meditations. So I just want to share that today. And I hope that continually by sharing these messages, that there's someone that needed to hear that maybe today, or whenever you play this video, or listen to the podcast, is that I hope you'll take a next step or a first step to improving, bolstering, maintaining good mental health in your life. I promise you, not only will you be thankful for it, but those that you love in your life will be thankful for it too. So many times in my life when I've neglected my mental health, when I let things go way too long, the people that really truly suffer beyond me are the people that I love most, that are closest to me. So it's imperative for me to practice, to have these practices, to have a counselor, to have a support network, to exercise regularly, to practice mindfulness, the things that I found that scientifically and in my life work for me, and really for those that I love.